My name is Cary, and this is my wife, Zoraida Cary. We have 6 children.
We've been married, it'll be 20 years in June. So I was a single mom. I had Tiana at the time, and she was only 5.
It was a growing time for me. I was, a young Marine, had a daughter within like my first 2 years in the military.
I actually had just gotten saved and was just trying to find my way in my journey with Jesus. We never intended to be together. We were actually just a one-night stand that got pregnant.
We both come from broken homes.
Right.
So we came from faulty foundation, so why not offer something better?
I wasn't looking for a relationship at all, but we wanted to do the right thing. So I remember telling him before we got married, like, don't tell me you love me because I don't love you. But over time, we grew to love each other. But because we did things backwards, things were really hard. It wasn't like this love story. It was actually very difficult. This is terrible, but I would pray and I'd say, Lord, because I was saved. He wasn't saved. And I'd say, Lord, I know I can't leave him. I pray he would cheat on me because I know that's the only way that I can leave him. And when it happened, by the grace of God, we worked it out. But we weren't completely submitted to God because the Marine Corps had such a hold on our lives. And I remember Stan saying,
I can't serve both the Marine Corps and God.
So after getting out of the Marine Corps, Stan was just completely vacant. He was so broken, and at the time I didn't realize how broken he was because I too was broken and trying to figure things out and trying to keep everything together. I became lonely, and in my loneliness I found comfort somewhere else, and I was unfaithful. We had sat our kids down and we had told them that we were going to get a divorce, and Stan had called me and said that he wanted to make the marriage work, and I knew that if we were going to make the marriage work that I could not take anything into the marriage with me, so I needed to be honest. Like a few weeks before I was going to tell Stan that I was unfaithful, he told me that he had had a dream that I was cheating. And I had to reassure him, and it was like, no, not at all. The way that I told him was, that dream you had, it's true. I remember, just telling God, like, God, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, part of it was the shame that I had. Part of it was knowing that I hurt him. And I said, Lord, if you want me to stay in this marriage, you're going to have to come down from heaven and tell me yourself. And 11 days later, I found that I was pregnant with Faith. And I took that as a clear sign that the Lord said you were staying in this marriage. We purchased our house and we wanted to have a housewarming party. And I remember praying to God the night before saying, Lord, you were going to have to bring him to his knees in order for him to submit. I had just had Faith. She was 5 weeks old. So I'm hosting while he's partying. And we got into an argument that night. And that night he left. He left drunk. And he hit a tree, and he was ejected from the car, and he was medevaced.
Police report said I was doing about 105, no seatbelt, and just let go of the wheel. I literally broke pretty much the entire right side of my body. Say jaw wired shut, broke all my ribs.
Eye orbital. And it's like God knew by his grace. He put Stan through a tree, and by his grace, he survived. Because when he woke up from his coma, I looked at him and I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, either we get this right or the kids and I are out of here. And he said, okay. And that's when we started to put in the real work.
The individuals from the church that we were going to at that time, they saw fit to ensure that, yes, I couldn't get there, but they were here every Sunday.
I forgot about that.
That was crucial.
Yeah.
That to me was my time of discipleship. So it was a good healing process. One, physically, and then identifying what the Lord was doing to me and through me, but then also the moment I was able to get to Bible study. And I specifically remember that night, that first night, I was able to come up out of this house on some crutches. That's the night I got baptized.
Yeah.
No worries. It was just like, no, I'm doing this tonight. We've been in many stages of our relationship. If I wasn't fighting for the marriage, she was. If she wasn't fighting for the marriage, I was. I'm pretty sure that there were points where we were just like, we're both done. However, God at play in this had something that he was gonna be able to be glorified and magnified.
We loved each other wrong.
Yeah.
All those years before coming to Christ. Like, we loved each other with vanity, you know, and with selfishness. We don't have a perfect marriage now. We have a marriage that we work on every single day. If you are in a struggling marriage and you're not finding that comfort and companionship in man, find it in Jesus. Because that's where the fullness comes from. Like, when I began living for the Lord, I saw him begin living for me. You know, for God first, but just the love changed. So don't give up. Fight till the end.